In a 2019 study, the Uganda Bureau of Statistics estimated that the entertainment industry contributes at least 141.5 billion shillings annually to the Ugandan economy. The immense job losses that came with the lockdown on the arts, coupled with financial loss and the lost hope, caused untold financial damage on the industry. And the road to recovery could be considerably longer so long as the COVID-19 pandemic persists. The livelihoods of music promoters such as Abdallah Bukenya was greatly shattered, and by September 2020, he had lost at least 20 million shillings in cancelled music concerts, branding jobs, and a motor rally earlier scheduled for Masaka City. Bukenya had lined up at least 10 music shows. He was particularly affected because he had just come into the music promotion business. Bukenya had targeted musicians who would charge him fairly for performance, pay them up front, and then wait to make a profit from gate collections. From March 2020, when President Yoweri Museveni declared the lockdown, Bukenya has not earned anything, yet he has been spending. In September 2020, Bukenya staged a one-man nude protest in Machindye, a Kampala suburb, protesting the lockdown. The police arrested him and he was charged in court for being a public nuisance and remanded to Chitalia prison for 10 days.
Nawuliranga obulamu bw'ekyayi nga sikyalina way out. In fact, sayina nakola ekyo. Nalina kweyokya, kwewabutwa, kwetuga, oba kwefumita kiso.
Promoters who had invested in performances up front had to find alternative means to pay off debtors, as thousands of jobs disappeared in days.
Ekivulunga ekyo tuwa abantu bangi nnyo emirimu. Tugeze osooka n'okwata ekkalaamu n'omanya abayimbi boogenda okubeera nabo. Ne ba comedians n'obasasula. Abo boosasudde nabo bayina ababalyako, bayina bamanager, bayina ababatambuza siddi, bayina abakubira ebipande. Bw'omala okusasula abayimbi n'ogenda n'ofuna ssente. Abamu no ssente tuzeewola na bwewozi n'ogenda mu banka ne weewola ssente ez'okulanga. Teriyo kintu kya bbeeyi nga kulanga.
Abe Musinguzi, commonly known as Abitex, is a renowned music and events promoter. He estimates that he could have lost $500 million shillings in cancelled concerts. These include contracts for major events like the annual music festival associated with Uganda Kingdom dubbed Nkuka Yomwaka, Echepukulu, and the famous Masaza football tournament. When the music business stalled, Abitex devoted part of his time during the lockdown doing political mobilization for the opposition National Unity Platform Party. Another music promoter, Andrew Mukasa, who is popularly known as Bajo, estimates that 2020 will close for him with a loss amounting to more than 100 million shillings. According to Bajo, the music business is a gamble, but again, the lockdown sent it into the abyss.
Gumanya tiba promota 10 balina okugendako ku police. Lwansonga tuli mu gambling. Tekintu kyonna kyokola nga tomanyi nti njagenda ntike container yange, tike mulimu ebyamaguzi bye yabakadde 10 bitunde nzijemu 10. Naye kivula okola n'obeera mu kuteebereza n'oteekamu obubadde bungi okuyita abantu nga tomanyi kyogenda kufuna.
Music performances have been limited, but not entirely. Some artists were able to tap from the political season. They made some quick cash by performing at political events for political parties or individual politicians. On average, a singer is paid 1 million shillings for such an appearance. A few corporate companies have done product activations during the lockdown and hired individual singers or performing troupes. The fees payable for such appearances is negotiable, depending on the popularity of the hired artist and the company's financial ability. The Uganda Performing Rights Society, UPRS, has about 3,000 music creators registered with it. UPRS collects royalties on behalf of creators from Uganda and beyond, including, but not limited to, broadcast media houses and hotels. However, the society has not remitted any money to artists, and indeed in over the past year, in spite of the fact that it collected some 660 million shillings last year.
The last payment of royalties was done in March 2019, and that was done before the caretaker administration came in August 2019. Ever since, we haven't been able to pay royalties because, one, there was the absence of a board to constitute a legal AGM, and it is the legal AGM which would make a resolution to distribute royalties. Sadly, we haven't had that until when a new board was appointed. Now it is the business of the new board to pass a resolution at the next sitting. We are a high-cost entity. the cost of running this operation is significantly high. Now, 660 million has taken us through August 2019 up to now, December 2020. Reason being that we haven't had significant collections or any collection at all in 2020 because of COVID.
During the lockdown, artists realized the hard way the importance of music content. For example, artists with songs on romance have had several gigs at traditional introduction ceremonies or kwanjula and at weddings, while their counterparts who focus on other topics have hardly chanced any booking. This also underscored the importance of versatility and diversification in music. For Wycliffe Tugume, who is also known as Panda, his music content kept him afloat in addition to his microfinance side business.
So even those fees were a bit down compared to the normal fees because I believe in relationships. So I also have to think about my clients in that time, in time of need. When you remember them on their special day and reduce on your fee, it helps. Next time they will recommend you and we will do a lot more. And Corona is not forever anyway.
Kati abaana bayimba ennyimba z'abatamiivu n'ebidandali ne band music yakunganya abantu badde affected ennyo nti kuba bo bati balina wadde essuubi lya kuyingiza era wembalaba singa lockdown eggwa bagenda kufuuka ate ab'amaanyi kuba bategedde nti ensi enyiga.
Previously, Panda would perform at least 8 times in a month for an average fee of 3 million shillings per show. So by the end of 2020, he will have lost about 240 million shillings. Panda's other strategy during the lockdown was to hype his private YouTube platform with new content, done simply with high-quality videos. Turn Up the Vibe, quarantine version, is one of his lockdown productions.
There is money on YouTube if you have numbers, or numbers and content, because abantu botaba wacha kulaba, your channel slips off.
Such content helped build new audience and views for artists established on YouTube. The more audience and views, the more money one makes from their channel. The Ebiruma Bayaye singer Herbert Chityamuwesi, better known by his stage name Crystal Panda, would probably have been a millionaire by the end of 2020. That successful hit and another called Choli no Manya trended on TV screens and online without much earning to him. Yet if he had done live stage performances, the young singer would have traversed the country reaping big from his innovation.
But from bookings, I would have made like 100 M of bookings because those would be very many in bars and different parts in different districts because the songs were loved by people. And the fact that I've been doing Dance Party, they were hyped and people were watching the shows. I mean, on Dance Party, and the songs were everywhere.
The music world took to the internet through 2020. Individual artists and choirs recorded powerful songs virtually without meeting in a single studio, while others performed online. In Uganda, the few artists who performed online did it for free, just to keep in touch with their fans who were at home. Omulangira Suna was the first to hold an online concert on Easter Sunday in April 2020. Soon, musician turned politician Bobi Wine Kyagulanyi held a couple of online concerts on YouTube and Facebook, and each one of them attracted some 30,000 live views. Afrigo Band held one in June, and a number of other artists followed suit.
We can actually rebuild the idea and enlarge it and expand its horizons so that we can at least get something out of it. It's a good idea.
Government's promise to have a payable online arrangement for artists is yet to materialize. Ugandan saxophonist Isaiah Katumwa, who is now based in New Jersey, says his experience with online performance is quite different.
And even though I'm here and it's so tough, how my heart was really going out for the musicians there. So I think that the disadvantage is the fact that we are limited with internet in terms of quality. But the truth is we are all trying to understand the platform more and more. It's not that we knew what to use, how to connect, how to have good sound, how to have a good picture, how to use the internet. So we're all learning.
Artists across the world staggered at the beginning with online performances, but many quickly settled into the game and are now aggressive in announcing their performances to attract viewers. The challenge in Uganda largely remains with low internet speeds and technological adaptability, which means music creators lose out due to limited audiences. The music scene will be crowded with hundreds of performances to enable promoters and singers reduce the financial gap. But that alone may not be enough. The hard lessons learned during the lockdown should be life-changing for artists who want to excel. If not, who knows what could hit the world next after COVID-19. Franco Alisimbi, NTV.